Hey there, it's Kimberly Lucht, and I'm a business coach, energy healer, and dance guide for entrepreneurs who want to make more money in magic, doing what they love. And so if that sounds like you're in the right place. And today we're talking all about how to market your spiritual business. And so we're going to be covering a few of the most important things when it comes to audience growth, marketing, and also conversion. And so if you've been here for a while, you know that I love to make the strategy and the marketing and the money making a whole lot of fun. And so if that's your vibe, this video is going to be perfect for you. And so we're going to be covering a little bit of the foundational pieces to marketing a business. And if you already have these foundational pieces in place, then consider this a checklist of what you're doing right. The first thing that I encourage all of my clients to start pretty much right away is an email list. And so the first thing that I would recommend is to create or build your email list. That's the number one way to really find a place to send any potential clients, any leads, any students, and keep them in your audience versus having them on a platform like Instagram or YouTube. We love YouTube, right? But it's not yours and it's not mine either. So it's really important to have contact information for the people that want to be in your world. And so if you don't yet have an email list, it's really great to start with something that feels manageable for you. And so whether that's sending invites to everybody in your community, whether that's friends, family, anybody that they might know that could be interested in your work, sending them an invite to join your email list is one of the best ways to start your email list. That's actually how I started mine. And so that's going to be really helpful because at least you'll have a little bit of a base for who to be sending consistent email marketing to. The second foundational thing that I love to encourage people to have, even though it's not required for all businesses, is a website. So when they want to learn more about you, when your audience or maybe somebody that you meet on the street wants to know more about what you do, how you do it, where you can be found, sending them to your overall website is going to be really helpful for that. And so my website is www.kimberlylucht.com. And if you are the service, if you are the service provider, if you are the product, I really encourage you to buy your full name as a domain so that it's really easy for people to remember, oh yeah, like Kimberly Lucht, okay, kimberlylucht.com, and to have that website up and running for people to land in. That website should then feed into your email list in some way, shape, or form. And so that gets me to the third foundational piece, which is to have some sort of opt-in freebies. A lead magnet is another word for this. And so if you have a free gift for people for joining your email list, that just makes it even more of a yes for people who want to be in your world. Like, oh my God, I get this free meditation, or I get this free yoga class, or I get this free on-demand 5-part series. Or maybe it's a PDF or an audio or something that makes them feel like, wow, I already am receiving so much from this person and I can't wait to see what comes next. So the 3 foundational pieces that we just covered are having an email list, having a website, and having some sort of lead magnet to bring people in and incentivize them to join your audience and join your email list. Once you have all those foundational pieces in place, then we get into the question of how do we then market your spiritual business? And so I want you to think of marketing as both a consistent thing, but also sometimes a short burst thing. And so when you look at the year ahead, I want you to take a look at what is happening consistently in your marketing practices, what feels manageable to you. And so for me, that's sending weekly emails and publishing weekly videos on YouTube. And that is my consistent marketing strategy. That's my way to consistently show up and to consistently provide value to the people that are already in my world. And that works for me. It feels manageable for me in the stage of my business. Maybe later down the road, I'll pop in more on Instagram or another, social media platform to also keep providing that consistent, value and content that makes it feel like I'm consistently showing up. The main reason we want to do this is because it's so important for people to have you top of mind when they're thinking, oh, I want an energy healer, or I want a somatic practitioner, or I want a yoga teacher, or I want a meditation guide, or I want a business coach, or whatever type of coach you might be, or whatever service provider you might be, or spiritual business you might have. You want to be top of mind so that they can think, okay, when I need that service, who am I going to go to? The person that shows up the most. This is actually how we function in most relationships in our life. It's like, who are we going to call when we have an issue? It's the friend that shows up for us the most, or the family member that shows up consistently. So thinking about those consistent marketing practices to have in place as you move through the year, that's really going to build the foundation for people to know, like, and trust you even more. The second piece of marketing is kind of that more short-term and short burst marketing that I like to think of when it comes to launches, promotions, sales, and just the general different offers that you might want to send to your list in any given season. And so if you have a big program launch or a big promotion coming up, that is what I would consider to be a short burst of marketing, where you have a lot of emails potentially going out. Maybe you have Facebook ads, maybe you have a social media campaign, maybe you have a lot of different marketing traffic leading into that offer or leading into whatever the free offer is before the paid offer. And that's more of a short-term, short burst type of marketing. Let's say you're opening up a new membership or starting a new course or promoting something again. That is what I think are short bursts of marketing, where it's like a lot of effort and energy going into promoting and funneling people into one specific thing. And so looking ahead at the next few months, I want you to note in your calendar or in your journal what launches or promotions you have coming up that will require a little more focus, effort, energy, concentration on your end to make sure that the marketing is done in a way that gets people into your program. And so the reason why I call this a short burst of marketing is because you're not necessarily going to be sending a bunch of promotional emails to your list every single week or every single month even. I like to think of this as a 2 to 3 times a year practice where you're just fully, intensely promoting something that you think will serve your audience. Again, you don't want to spam people, you don't want to like overdo it. You want to make sure that there's value embedded in your launch and promotion, and the mechanics of that, of course, we can get into in another video. But right now, I want you to notice what 2 to 3 short bursts of marketing, short launches or promotions, like kind of month-long promotional periods do you have coming up in the next few months. And so taking into account the consistent marketing that you'll be doing, this also can include things like sales calls, etc. Like you might be doing sales calls every week or every month, or over the course of the whole year. That might not be something that is intermittent, but what kinds of consistent marketing techniques do you have? And what types of short burst marketing techniques do you feel called to implement in the coming months ahead? And so just to recap, the 3 foundational pieces that I love to encourage people to have in their business is number 1, an email list. Number 2, a website, and number 3, a lead magnet to really attract people into your world and give them a soft place to land as they join your lovely audience. And then the 2 types of marketing that we covered are the consistent marketing techniques like emails every week or YouTube videos every week or sales calls every month, and the short burst marketing techniques like promotions, launches, or otherwise promotional periods where you're sending information about a product, a service, a program that you think people will really get a lot out of. So I really hope that this helps. And if you want more guidance like this, I think you'll really love my Abundant Coach Masterclass. This is a free masterclass for you to really dive into how to create more money and magic in your coaching or healing business. And so if you want access to that, click the link below, put in your name, email, select a time that works for you, and that'll get sent straight to your inbox. Thank you so much for being here with me. Comment below whatever your favorite technique is, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Bye.